Ayo, gonna do a really quick little video here on using trend lines and leaving the trend lines on, and how important it is to make sure you extend your trend line to the right and to trust it, especially with market leading stocks, because they really do really test these trend lines and they work. Okay, so yesterday we were trading the SPY. Now quite a few of us took the SPY short here as it came up to this. I had a daily level from sometime marked in here. I don't know what it was right now. You can see we've got a few levels marked up on the SPY here. On my recent levels one, obviously, like I said before, this is my sort of busy one. I've got all sorts on. This is my one that was relevant yesterday. So some levels here, which is great. Okay, if we go to number one, was there anything? You see, we also had this one, you see, so it is an important level, 260.65. This level is obviously important around here because this is my one that never changes type levels. So go to number four, not far off. Okay, so we push up. Okay, SPY pushes up and it starts to top off. And we look at volume profile. Okay, volume profile was push and then a drop in volume as it starts to top. A slight push and then a drop. Okay, volume wasn't good. It was struggling to break the moving average 50 for long periods of time. So given the fact that the volume was nothing impressive and we were topping off, we gave it a little shot and we took it. I took it when it broke back through the EMA 9 here, risking off the top. Took, can't remember, I think I took 10 puts, maybe 15, can't remember, 10 maybe. I think I took 10 on this. Took it down, peeled off a few here and there, and then when it started to consolidate here, basically took the rest off. Okay, that was the trade. The main thing here is, it's not really a trade review. The main thing here is we had this trend line that started to run down here. So drew a trend line here, extended right, and obviously it went off down there, took no notice of it. This was what I was focused on at the time, was these little points where it's touching trend here and then it bounces off the trend line, pushes itself away, goes off, and we took another trade on the SPY here. Quite a few of us took it here as it was starting to fail underneath this EMA 100 and this 260.05 area, which I'm not sure what that is actually. Could it be? Yeah, that was the first high of day that I drew in, basically, where it pushed up to this line here. That was the first high of day. I always like to leave a marker in where it fails for the first time in the day. It was starting to fail with this area, got back below. We took it short here anyway, we somewhere in around here. Okay, and we got a nice push down here, little pull back, and then a nice push down. It was a good trade for us. I think this was like a 60% trade, 70% trade. It worked out really well. We got this real sell-off. This was around Brexit time, around the Commons vote on the Brexit deal. Market didn't react massively to it. I think that was the right. I think I'm right in saying it was. Yeah, this was around the Brexit thing. We got this little pullback, this little sell-off. Now, you notice here. Okay, I've got this line in here, 258.88. Okay, this is off the daily. You notice how it holds that line, but also holds the trend line we drew in. So even if you hadn't had this line drawn in, you've got your trend line. Okay, and it comes down and it tests the trend line. Okay, suck back up, big buyer's candle there. Okay, big buyer's candle. I think majority of us took off quite a lot of puts at this point. We'd done well on it. It was a good trade. Covered some here, left some to right. Then we get a second push down, but can you see here, there's no reason for it to fail. Okay, it's a weird number. I don't have any daily lines drawn there. Holds this trend line to perfection, gets sucked back up in a buyer's candle. Okay, this is where I think I took off the majority of the rest of my puts. The fact that it held that trend line, huge buyer's candle, gets sucked all the way back up again, and then we start to push up. Trade's over. All right, took my puts off here. I'm not going to hold through this. I just had a feeling it was gonna push back up, and it did push back up here towards high of day, closed near high of day, which was great. We were obviously at this point we're kind of looking for a good strong day. We're all waiting for the push up to the EMA 50, to the SMA 50 on the daily. Are we going to get it? Who knows? Don't know. But this is all I wanted to show you really, was the importance of drawing your first trend line, making sure you're extended to the right, and don't alter that trend line. Don't take it off. Don't think it's not needed anymore. Leave it on for the day, and you'll be surprised how often these stocks push down later on in the day and respect the trend line from earlier, as you can see there, to the penny. Suck back up and off it goes. If you didn't have that trend line, you might not really have as much conviction to take your position off. You might be thinking, well, I'll give it to here, I'll give it to there. No, it's held the trend line, it's sucked up, huge buyer's candle, it wants higher. Okay, this was just a little reaction to the Commons vote, I think. Nothing major, no one really cared about it, I guess. And then back we go, off towards highs. Okay, that's all I wanted to do in this one. A nice quick little video lesson on the importance of drawing a trend line, leaving it in, and trusting the trend line later in the day, using that to your knowledge, and so that if you're in a position when you see trend lines being held, you know whether to take off, to whittle down, to add. You can use trend lines however you want. It depends whether you're coming up into it and rejecting, or down into it and holding, and that will give you some conviction into what to do with your positions. Okay, that's it guys, nice quick one, and I will catch you in a while. Adios.